Welcome to Real Estate Genius, everybody. I'm Terry. I am a realtor with Ferris Property Group here in Indy Town. And listen, I am not calling myself a real estate genius. If you watch any of my content, if you talk to me for 2 seconds, you realize there's nothing genius about what I do. But my goal, my mission on this show is to make you a genius about the local real estate market, which during these volatile market conditions can be a valuable skill for you. So let's get into it. Actually, let's not quite get into it yet because I want to ask you first, how cold? I asked this on my social media earlier today, and the answers are already across the spectrum. How cold does it have to be inside for you to turn on the heat in your home? And the reason I ask is because we're right in that kind of in-between time. It's not winter yet, but it's not hot anymore either. It's really nice weather for the most part, right? We've been enjoying some fantastic fall weather here in central Indiana, but the temperature drops. We turned off our air conditioning a long time ago. Our house right now fluctuates between 64 and 67-ish on any given day. But when it's getting down to like those low 60s, when do you turn on the heat? And my wife likes it cooler than I do, so I'm cold kind of all the time, which I know is very manly of me, but it's just true. So my question for you, not how cold does it have to be outside the house, how cold does it have to be inside the house to where you say, you know what, enough with the sweaters, enough with the blankets, enough with the layers, I'm inside my own home, I want to be comfortable inside my own home, let's kick on the furnace. What's that number for you? Super curious, put it in the comments below, and I would love to find that out from you. Let's now turn you into a real estate genius in the local Indianapolis housing market. First of all, overall home sales down 18.8%. We're looking at September of this year compared to September of last year. We knew that was going to be the case. We are looking overall at probably 5 to 10% fewer home sales for the year by the time we wrap up this year than previous years. So it's not any kind of massive drop, any kind of massive fluctuation. These numbers are staggering because remember the last 2 years, we've been in an escalated market, a heightened market, a crazy market, and now the market is de-crazifying, de-escalating. I'm just making up words to say that it's not the craziness it once was. And so the numbers are going to be kind of skewed and look a little scary like that. Headlines are going to be scary. Here's the real information though. We're going to end up about 10% fewer home sales, probably 5 to 10% at the end of this year compared to previous years. But again, still a lot of homes are being sold, a lot of activities happening. Median sale price, $279,900. That's a negligible change from last month, and it's still up 12% compared to a year ago. So again, we talked about for the last few months, home prices are going to level off, and that's exactly what we're seeing in this market. We're seeing a leveling off of home prices. Maybe a slight decrease is starting to happen, but nothing that's going to be crazy. We've had inflated prices now for 2 years. Now things are normalizing and de-escalating and de-crazifying. So it's nothing to be alarmed at. This is a healthy thing as the market corrects back towards a more balanced market. Inventory up 58.7%. That is exciting. Buyers actually have a chance to get a home now. There are more homes on the market. Inventory, by the way, still historically low. So even though you see that, doesn't mean there's all these houses that have hit the market. So think about 58% higher than it was a year ago. So things have been historically tight, which means a 50% increase sounds like a lot, but when you talk to actual numbers of homes popping up, it's still not a ton, and that still leaves us with historically low levels of inventory. It's one of the reasons that we're not going to experience any kind of housing market crash because demand is high, inventory is still super low. So, but 58.7% increase in inventory, so buyers actually have a shot. Here's the other reason they have a shot. Average days on market has gone up to 11 days on market now. So when I'm talking to my buyers and sellers, I'm letting people know the typical expectation now is it's going to be a couple weeks to sell your house. That's just how it is. Demand is a little bit lower than what it was, and there are more homes on the market now. So especially as we go through the fall season, this next month, month and a half before we get into the holidays, you can expect it to take a couple weeks for your house to actually sell. It's no cause for alarm. Talk with your realtor about how you feel about the traffic and how you feel about how things are going so far. But listen, it's not going to be 11 minutes anymore like it was the past 2 years. It's more like 11 days on market right now. So all in all, we know interest rates are pretty high, but that increase we're expected to slow. I just read an article this morning that talks about how the increase in interest rates has probably come close to topping out. So I don't think we're going to be seeing 9s and 10s or anything like that. But we are obviously seeing rates around in the 7s right now. So that's a little bit higher, still low from a historical standpoint. We try to curb inflation, as the Fed tries to curb inflation, things like that. But for buyers, your interest rate might be higher. I would suggest using some cash to buy that interest rate down to lower your payment. You can talk with me and my lender pal about all that information if you want more information on that. And second, I would say you actually have a shot to get a house. So instead of saying, hey, I've got to bid $20,000, or 10% over list price, I'm just going to be able to take some of that money, buy down my rate, get a house that I'm excited about, and still be able to afford it and not be quite so craziness. So it's a great time for buyers right now, between now and into the next year. A great time to kind of re-engage, to kind of get back out there and see what's going on. And then sellers, prices have not come down very significantly at all. When we looked at the numbers this month to last month, they've leveled off for sure. And know that you're not going to have bidding wars like maybe you would have had a couple of years ago, but prices are still very, very strong right now. And so it's still a good time to sell for probably about 6 or 7 more weeks. Then we'll get into the holidays, and I always advise my people to pump the brakes until after the new year. Okay, so I've said a lot of things. Maybe you have questions. If you do, drop them in the comments or shoot me a message. Happy to answer anything I can. Hope you can put some flannel on. This shirt, I can't button that top button. Hope you can get some flannel on, enjoy the fall weather, and keep things nice and toasty, cozy in your house. See you next time on Real Estate Genius. Bye.